Hi, welcome everyone. So, in this session, we are going to look into Spring Web Flux reactive programming example with the Cassandra database application. So, to integrate with the REST API calls with one of a reactive repository with the Cassandra database, we will configure with and we will practice with one hands-on example. In the previous session, we have seen MongoDB, and now we are going to check with the Cassandra database. So Spring Reactive Programming, that is Spring Web Flux module, supports Redis database, Cassandra and MongoDB. So in this application, we are going to work with the person details. We have created in the database. First, the key space name is mind map, and into this mind map key space, I am going to create with a table called person with certain attributes called person ID, okay, and then name, city, and then fees and phone. And you wanted to also insert some records, sample data into that person details with the person ID, name, and date of birth. So this is a table we are creating within the backend, and we will try to perform with the CRUD operations with the REST API calls. We are configuring with the Spring Boot application. So you just write with the bootstrapping application, and then the properties needed, means the configuration needed here is the port in which our Spring Boot application is going to run with. The database related properties we are configuring with the key space name. So it is like a schema in a database. We will be first creating with a key space. Whatever key space we give here, we will configure here, and then the host in which it is installed your Cassandra server, and the port is default port is 9042. This is the details we need to give with, and the required number of dependencies for Cassandra application is, as usual with the Spring Boot application, Spring Boot starter parent. Now we need an additional reactive repository dependency called Spring Boot starter data Cassandra reactive. Whereas with Mongo, we will be using with the Spring Boot starter data Mongo reactive. And as usual for Spring Web Flux reactive programming, we need a Spring Boot starter Web Flux. These two are the main dependencies we need with. If at all, if you are going with any additional properties like Lombok is another dependency we are using with, and for JUnit related you can use with the Spring Boot starter test. And especially when we are going to make use of our reactive stream publishers called Flux and as well as Mono for loading with the single data, like whenever we are getting 1% details, we are going to map it with a publisher type called Mono. When we are going to get a list of values or a set of values or a map of values, we are going to map it with a Flux reactive publisher type. So that is the reason, as we are using this Flux and Mono into our application, okay, we need another important dependency called project reactor. So this is the event based streams we are going to use with. This is the number of dependencies we need. And then we have a model class here called person with the details called person ID, then person name, and then person date of birth. Okay, so here it is configured with the table person, and then we have a repository where we are going to configure with the reactive Cassandra repository. Whereas into previous session we were discussing with the MongoDB application where we have configured with reactive Mongo repository. As we all covered with the JPA, Spring Data JPA repository, where we don't need to have an implementation unless until we need any customization. So that is how we are created with a repository and the model class, the Spring Boot bootstrap application to start your project. And finally, the important thing is your controller, where we are going to perform with all the operations. Very first operation is to load all the person details, as it is going to return a list of values we are going to use with the Flux. And at the same time, when you wanted to get all the person details stream based, means as we were discussing into reactive programming, always the reactive streams are going to perform with the event based streaming operations. Means as the data is getting loaded into the database, you can just display all the live information using your event streams. So that is the reason you need to add a new attribute here called media type text event stream value. So this is going to support with your publisher type called Flux. So let us test with this URL. So very first URL we have already tested with here, like when we give 8086 person, which is going to load all the person details here, whatever we have added here. Like in the backend I have added only two records, right? Two details I have inserted, only the two details I am getting here in the output. Right now let's say I wanted to display the streamed values. Streamed values means I should get with a delay a set of values needs to be published, okay, with a streamed content, like live information, how it will be displayed, as it is displayed, as it is provided by the database, it is going to be published in the application. Similar fashion, the streamed information we are going to access by using a different endpoint called, okay, the person stream. So whenever you are going with this, it is going to support with the streamed data. So now it is going to load your values. Now the same REST controller is going to also provide you post mapping to add one more record, and get mapping for a given post ID, person ID, and then put mapping to update any of the person details. So this put request, get request, and the post request, delete request, you can test with the Postman plugin. So let us have, okay, post request with person to add one person details. So here we would like to add a new person details here. I just take one sample data which is available here. Take one first you get with the request, you load the values. Now you change the post request. The same request, let us test it here, okay, and when you say only person, it is going to show you the raw information. Similarly, you can also practice with a delete request, okay, and then put request to update the data. Whenever you wanted to delete with, you need to provide with the person ID to be deleted. So far when it is displaying, you just need to make a note of the available IDs. So you just select with an ID, so that if you wanted to practice with the delete request, you go with the delete, okay, and then person, you need to pass your ID, then you send a request. Right now if you wanted to go and check with the get request that got deleted, this is how you can perform with all your CRUD operations with your reactive Cassandra repository. So this is how our Spring WebFlux application is going to provide with the reactive programming to map with the streamed information, both for adding into the database and as well as loading from the database. You need to provide with the produces annotation where you are going to support with the streamed information. So in a get request, whenever you say person stream, you are going to load the data, okay, streamed information. So let's say in the database, if we are going to add it dynamically some more records. So let's say I am going to add here one more ID. Okay, I just added with one more person details here. when you go here, as the data is added, it is going to update, right? Further, here you can customize your streamed information to be published with by giving some delay. You need to load into your Flux and give with a delay, and then you can publish the data in a streamed fashion, so that the live information, as soon as it is updated in the database, you can publish in your browser. That is how you can make use of Cassandra reactive repository along with the Spring Web Flux. That's all.